No doubt you've heard the term calories in versus calories out, but is losing weight really that simple? It seems like everywhere you look online, people are arguing about which diet is best for losing weight, and they tend to fall into two main camps. On one hand, we've got the calories in, calories out crowd, who argues that changes in your body weight will be determined by the relationship between the calories you intake and the calories you expend each day, which implies that you'd still lose weight even if you were only eating Twinkies, as long as you were in a calorie deficit. On the other hand, we have the it's not that simple crowd, which has two main arguments. They prioritize food quality over food quantity when it comes to body composition changes, and they emphasize the importance of hormones like insulin, your genetics, and other individual factors being more important than your total calories. So which one of these camps is correct? Oh, by the way, if we've never met before, my name is Matteo Marra. I've lost 50 pounds now twice in my life, and I've spent the last 8 years helping guys lose fat and get in shape using a simplified approach. And if you've seen my videos before, welcome back. In order to get a clear answer, let's quickly recap how weight loss actually works. Your body runs on energy, but you can't photosynthesize energy from the sun the same way a plant would, so the only way you can get energy is through consuming food. And the amount of energy in your food can be measured in calories. Really, the amount of energy in any kind of fuel can be measured in calories. I'm pretty sure a cup of gasoline has like 2,000 calories. And if you don't feed your body enough energy to keep up with its daily energy demands for basic bodily functions and chores and walking and your workouts, it needs to tap into its fat stores to find that energy from somewhere. As those fat cells get drained for energy over time, you get leaner and you get lighter. If you want to find out how much energy your body burns each day, grab my free weight loss calculator linked in the description box. Think of it like a badass post-apocalyptic vehicle in Mad Max. The car runs on gas and it has fuel reserves strapped to the outside of the vehicle. If you're always refueling the car before the gas tank gets empty, then you just never need to tap into those fuel stores. But if you're out in the desert and you can't find a gas station, then you're going to need to tap into some of those stores and start draining them over time. That's how you can picture the energy balance model. Food is coming in on one side and being converted into usable energy, that's called metabolism, and calories are being utilized on the opposite side of the equation for everything your body uses energy for. Which brings us to the first big question. Does the type of food you eat really matter, or does it all just come down to calories? I might be the first person to tell you this, but the answer to both those questions is yes. For example, some people will say that eating 2,000 calories of white sugar is not the same as eating 2,000 calories of cat food. And they're right. That's why I split my diet into a 50-50 split of 1,000 calories of each. Food actually requires energy to digest it and turn it into usable energy. The cost of converting eclairs into energy is called the thermic effect of food. High protein foods like cat food or steak are more metabolically expensive to digest than sugar. So your body is literally utilizing more energy just to break it down. That means more calories get burned on the calories outside of the equation, and your net overall calories would be lower. On top of that, high protein diets have been shown to be far more effective at reducing your hunger than a lower protein diet. So when we bring it into a real world scenario, when I'm eating a high protein diet, I'm far less likely to be reaching for snacks or overeating in the evening after dinner because I eat a high protein diet. So less calories end up being consumed overall. That's why I recommend a daily protein goal in 4-Point Fat Loss, which is my 45-day fat loss program. You can grab linked in the description box. But that doesn't mean you have to go crazy and just eat meat all day, Liver King mode. The same rules apply to high fiber foods like apples, broccoli, carrots, and potatoes. That fiber in those foods slows your digestion down, which leads to lowered hunger levels. And the fiber in those foods is not as readily digested or available, so less energy gets consumed by your body overall. Which means that the types of foods you eat has a definite impact on your body weight. Not to mention all the health benefits that would come along with eating a diet rich in fruits, veggies, whole grains, and proteins that you otherwise wouldn't get if you exclusively ate Twinkies. But the underlying mechanism that determines your body weight is still the energy balance model. Whether your weight decreases or not will still be determined by the difference between the energy you consume and the energy you expend. Which is why you might feel frustrated because you're eating healthy, but still not losing weight. You can certainly make weight loss easier and make more of the pounds you lose come from body fat instead of muscle by making smarter choices with your food, but it's not a necessity. But what about hormones, genetics, and other environmental or individual factors? Surely being born in an underprivileged neighborhood to obese parents means that you're gonna have a harder time losing weight, right? And what if you have a condition like hypothyroidism that reduces your resting metabolic rate and makes it harder for you to lose fat? 100%. Only having access to ultra-processed, super calorie dense foods is gonna make it significantly harder for you to lose weight because it's gonna stack up that calorie intake side of the equation so heavily. Having limited availability or encouragement for daily physical activity is just gonna make it so much harder on the calories burned side of the equation in order to keep up with all that increased energy. And having a condition like hypothyroidism that also reduces your energy expenditure is gonna make it even harder to keep up. So yeah, weight gain is very likely in a scenario like this, especially with all the insulin that's getting released into your bloodstream after eating all that junk food. That's gotta make you fat, right? The truth is that insulin absolutely does redirect nutrients from your bloodstream into fat cells, but it also directs nutrients from your bloodstream directly into muscle cells and helps you build muscle. And the only time it'll really redirect that energy into your fat cells is when there's an excess of energy present. If you remember from earlier in the video, body fat is just stored energy, and that energy can't just appear inside your body from nowhere. To quote my friend Dan Feldman, a registered dietitian and competitive powerlifter, he says, "Insulin management is critical for diabetes and other conditions in which insulin resistance is common, such as polycystic ovarian syndrome. For weight management and body composition, though, obsessing over insulin and blood glucose is missing the forest for the trees. Focus on energy balance, not insulin." The harsh truth about a calorie deficit is this: things like food quality, hormones, genetics, and individual factors are certainly important when it comes to your body weight. But at the end of the day, they can only influence how much energy you intake or how much energy you expend. I see that as an optimistic and empowering truth, that there's a simple underlying mechanism you can use to get yourself healthy, lose fat, or look great with your shirt off. And if you want to find out exactly what I'd do if I was starting over at 30% body fat with my old love handles, man boobs, belly fat, and I wanted to get down to a lean 15% body fat with some barely visible abs, then click this video right here for my complete guide on how to get started. Let me know in the comment section if you think I was being a little bit too harsh or insensitive here. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel so I can see you in the next one. Peace.